On their 10th wedding anniversary, Alex and Jamie weren't expecting surprises. A quiet evening, a bottle of wine, and a trip down memory lane. That was the plan. But when a knock echoed through their home, everything changed. A small, nondescript package sat on their doorstep. No return address, no markings, just their names scrawled in familiar handwriting. Jamie hesitated before picking it up, a strange unease settling over her. Inside was an aged envelope, its paper yellowed with time. As Alex leaned in, Jamie's breath hitched. The handwriting was unmistakably hers. The date at the top, 15 years in the future. "Alex, this letter is from us." The room was silent, save for the faint ticking of the clock. Alex and Jamie stared at the letter, their minds racing. The handwriting was unmistakably Jamie's, but the date made it impossible. Alex broke the silence. "This can't be real." Jamie didn't respond immediately. She studied the letter, fingers trembling. The opening line sent chills down her spine. "If you're reading this, it means the night has come. The night that will define the rest of your lives together." Alex leaned closer, skepticism giving way to concern. As Jamie read further, details emerged. Private moments, inside jokes, and memories only they could know. Jamie's voice trembled as she read aloud. The letter described a pivotal argument they were destined to have that night. It claimed the outcome would shape their future, leading either to a life of love or one of regret and separation. Alex frowned. "This is ridiculous. Someone's playing a cruel joke." Jamie shook her head. "How could anyone know these things?" The letter ended with a haunting plea. "Choose love over pride. Only then can you avoid the path we've walked." Alex's face paled. Jamie clutched the letter tighter, the weight of its words settling over them like a storm cloud. Was this a warning they couldn't afford to ignore? Alex paced the room, frustration bubbling to the surface. "Even if this is real, how are we supposed to know what decision they mean?" Jamie's eyes filled with unshed tears. "Maybe it's not about knowing. Maybe it's about us, about fixing what's broken." Her words hit a nerve. They both thought back to the years of their marriage, the unspoken resentments, the moments of silence after arguments, and the small compromises that had left invisible scars. Alex sat down beside her, head in hands. "What if we're already too late?" Jamie reached for his hand, gripping it tightly. "Then maybe this is our second chance." The weight of the letter pressed against Jamie's palm as memories surfaced. The fights, the quiet hurts, the times she had turned away instead of talking. Alex sighed. "I know I've shut you out before." Jamie looked at him, her voice barely a whisper. "And I let you." The truth was painful. The letter wasn't just a warning. It was a mirror reflecting everything they had ignored. And now, time was running out to change their fate. "I don't want to fight tonight," Alex admitted. Jamie exhaled. "Neither do I." But the weight of the letter made every word feel heavier. Their marriage had been tested before, but this time felt different. This time they knew what was at stake. The letter spoke of a choice, one that would decide their future. But what was it? And how could they avoid making the wrong decision? It started small, an offhand remark, a misunderstood tone. Then, suddenly, it was happening. "This is exactly what the letter warned about," Jamie said, her voice rising. Alex ran a hand through his hair. "And yet here we are." They both fell silent, realizing the gravity of their words. Was this the fight that would decide everything? Jamie clutched the letter, reading the last line again. "Choose love over pride." Tears burned in her eyes. This wasn't just about a fight. It was about every moment that had led them here. Every time they had let pride win over love. "Alex," she whispered, "we have to stop this." Alex took a deep breath. "If we keep doing this, we'll become them, the versions of us that sent this letter." Jamie nodded. "But we have the power to change that." For the first time in years, they saw a different future, one where they fought for each other, not against each other. Alex reached for Jamie's hand. "I don't want to lose us." Jamie squeezed his fingers. "Then let's not." They had a choice, just like their future selves had warned. And tonight, they were making a new one. The letter sat between them, its purpose fulfilled. It had not dictated their fate. It had given them the chance to rewrite it. Jamie smiled. "We have a future to build." Alex kissed her forehead. "And this time, we'll get it right." As the night faded into dawn, they placed the letter back in the envelope. It was a reminder of what could have been, but also of what they had chosen instead. Their future was no longer written. They would write it together. Love was never about perfection. It was about choice. And tonight, Alex and Jamie had made theirs. They had chosen love over pride. And in doing so, they had rewritten their destiny. Every choice has consequences. But tonight theirs had led them to a place of understanding. They had seen the worst possible future and walked away from it. The letter had warned them, but it was their love that had saved them. If you received a letter from your future self, what would it say? Would it warn you about a choice, remind you of something forgotten, or urge you to hold on to what truly matters? Think about it. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because sometimes, the smallest choices today shape the biggest moments of tomorrow. See you in the next story.